Okay, so I'm John Lukács. This is one of the first, audio-visual type of interviews I've ever tried to do with a special person I've got on a telephone dial-in number. So you're going to see me, but you're not going to see him. I want to introduce the world to Dave Case. So he is a retired, Dave, stop me if I say anything wrong here, but retired electrical engineer from Michigan.
Missouri.
Missouri, who has done some pretty interesting things, gotten the paper a couple times for a few of them. What we're here to talk about today is something that I think you need, whoever you are. I certainly need this, want this. If you have gripes about what smart meters do or could potentially do to you, this is a way to disable them. They're still going to work as meters in your house, but what Dave has figured out is how to take a smart meter and jam all of its communications with the mothership. So why would you want to do that? First of all, it's just revenge, right? Because they're strapping these fire-prone things to people's houses, and they're dangerous depending on your distance from the electrical tap in whatever subdivision you live in. I can tell you that the house that is closest to where that comes into your neighborhood becomes an aggregator for the rest of the neighborhood, and any other way that they segregate power consumption and reporting on that power consumption. So if you're in that house, you're going to get some cancer pretty fast, and you won't know how it happened. The other thing is, I've got one of these things on my house because, and believe me, I went to some extraordinary legal lengths to avoid this. They just trounced right over all of that. Even the senior vice president of Dominion Power was made aware 10 years before this was an issue that I never wanted one of these things, and there was no tacit agreement that was going to be leveled, that I was going to go along with. You weren't going to trick me with a letter or nothing, but they put a door hanger on my door a few years ago, and that they were coming around and upgrading to analogs to smart meters. And short of building a jail cell around where this thing was, there is no getting away from these people. They will come in the middle of the night. I have a friend that doesn't like a lot of publicity, but you might know him, named Eric, lives down in Hampton Roads, and he knows all about this stuff. It doesn't matter what you build. I can show you a news story where they brought a bulldozer and a bunch of squad cars and took it down and forcibly installed this thing. But in his case, in Eric's case, they came to his house, and this was not even a power company employee. Couldn't answer any power company employee questions. So there is a merry band of thieves involved in spreading the love of smart meters to you. And if you don't have one, you're going to have one. There's a group up in Canada called the In Power Movement. You can look up, that has a common law process which has been effective in Canada and quite a few other places, where it's just a liability shift. So what they're doing is they are going through a very lengthy procedure. I'm not going to kid you. This thing, I don't even have time to do it. I tried to start it, but it was kind of involved. They're basically sending a bunch of paperwork to the senior executives of whoever is involved in the power company where you are. And they are telling them that if any damage results as a part of this upgrade, my house burns down, I get sick, anything like that, you're going to be sued and you'll have standing to sue if you go through this, in their personal capacity, which means their cars, their boats, their slush fund. You get to take that, and that scares the shit out of them. But it's beyond most people, I know. So what Dave has figured out, being the smart guy that he is how to build a gizmo, and he's going to talk about that, how you do that, that reliably jams all that communication. And I asked him, how do you know that it's working? Because I've got products that I don't have much faith in. Faraday cages that go on your meter. I even encase the thing in steel. I got equipment over here to test. I can't find any signals coming out of this damn thing. But another electrical guy that came, worked on my house told me that they're using the entire system of wiring harness that's in your house to broadcast that stuff. So he told me where to go to with my meters to figure out where that damaging, dangerous signal is. And sure enough, it's, you know, right in front of the sub panel, right? And you don't even want to stand there. So these things suck and you don't want one, but what you can do is you can disable it now. And so with that introduction, I'm going to let Dave start talking here, and he's got a little story to tell, and we're going to throw some things. I'll have to do a screen share and throw up some diagrams or whatever, how to build this that are helpful. But we're going to answer, I think, any question I can think of on this call. Spread this video around to anybody that's got a smart meter or will soon have one. And, you know, let's just screw them right back, man.